Hi, Dodo.
Hi guys, how are ya?
Whoa, what a night. Late October in 2023. We had a grandpa who fell 3 days ago and is feeling very sore. Yeah, so Dan, of course, had the brunt of the carrying last night. But poor Gramps is feeling it, after like an accident or a fall, 2 to 3 days later, right? You're in more pain. So his, of course, his side is hurting and he couldn't get comfortable last night. So Dan put him in his room in the recliner. Me and Andrew and Dan were up with him till about 10:30 last night, trying to, call Dr. Dave, figure out, I think it's a pulled muscle, you guys, but it's only when he's laying on his side, and unfortunately, it's all on his side. Give him a sip, I know. Moonshine, take this, Ed. So Dan put him in the recliner in the room, and then after the Advil kicked in, he was feeling better about 1, went into his room, and he was just up a couple times. I just posted a video this morning of him in the kitchen with his shoes all freaking disheveled, walking in. It's like, oh my God, we don't need another fall. I know heating pads, the heating pad I have, you have to hold on to it's from a chiropractic office. So, and that's the thing, is he gets up, hey, why? And he thinks it's internal damage. He thinks it's like something's wrong, right? So that was a good hour and a half last night. He can't get comfortable and he sleeps on his right side, which is the side that hurts. So of course it's gonna hurt. Anyhow, he got up this morning at about 8 and I just gave him some Advil. I just said, Dan's like, he doesn't need it. Like I said, we need to stay on top of the pain a little bit. I want to be able to, dull it a little bit. So, anywho, I don't know, Chantal. We're just, we don't want to also totally, we want to know what he's feeling. So we don't want to totally, make him, and I don't think he would, Dan he's like, don't give him that Advil. And I said, no, I'm going to give it to him so he can be comfortable. He didn't really sleep last night. So, if it can like subdue a little bit of the discomfort. So I don't know. Yeah, Charles, we talked to Dave last night a couple times. So, no, he doesn't realize. And that's another thing, right? At the beginning, I was panicked. I was ready to call 911 last night. Because me and Andrew were freaking out, but he panicked. He was panicking because first I don't think, he doesn't realize, he thinks something's wrong, my heart, not your heart. What's going on, and it's, talking about that panicky, like you fell, a pulled muscle, and when you start telling him, because he thinks it's organs and shit based on being a doctor and he doesn't remember what happened. If he remembered what happened, right, it'd be a lot easier. So, about 10:45, I went upstairs to unwind because it's, horrible. And it took me a little bit to fall asleep because my adrenaline and I'm listening, for him. And yes, the word, yeah. So anywho, I'm hoping, it's like whiplash, sometimes the pain of being in a car accident doesn't happen to the 3rd, 4th day. So it is when he's walking around, he's fine. It's whenever he puts pressure using his right side using his stomach muscles, using even his arm, to readjust on that side gives him pain. So, poor guy. And then, not to mention, he needs to get up 50,000 times. And a lot of those times we were realizing last night, there was no urine, it's that whole thinking he does, and maybe 2 drops come out. We don't have a gravel road. It's cement, it's aggregate. So no, nothing loose over there. Hi, Elizabeth, how are you? Flower Child, what's up? Happy Friday, Amy Lou. So yeah, Dan's tired, he hasn't slept. He has a 9 o'clock appointment. I have my gyno hit it on the first spot appointment today. So we're gonna be crossing paths at the beginning of this morning. So anywho, just fun. And Marlo, was it you that just said something about putting him in a nursing home? Isn't it about time? Don't be stupid. I'm not in the mood for stupidity this morning. Happy Friday, Rhonda. He fell, so he's starting to get super sore, stiff, from that fall a couple days ago. Yes, and he's stubborn as shit, because I was like, all right, I'm gonna call the ambulance, and he would have never in his, pre-dementia phase. And he's like, nope, what are they gonna do? Even if it's a broken rib or a cracked rib, they can't do anything for him, right? They can't do anything for him. So, pulled muscle, having some symptoms, and gyno appointment coming up. Only been a while, didn't realize. Rhonda, girl. Thanks, Lynn. Hello, my hometown Nancy. They cannot fix him and heal his ribs. False information. When you have a broken rib, there's nothing you can do. Fact check. Anyhow, good morning, Elizabeth. How are you? What is going on? Happy Friday. Rhonda, you will be fine. But you need to know that you gotta keep up on your shit, Rhonda. You are the glue to your family. Oh, shit. Hold on. I'm going to turn off Bluetooth. Just pain relief, yeah. That's all we can do. Relief. Yeah. We don't know, Doc Greggs. We're assuming it's muscular. He's only 6'2". Yeah, and travel chic. We're putting a little spin on it. Chic. So here's the thing. Hi, Sylvia. It is what it is, you guys. No blood in his urine, no fever. He's eating like a champ. He's still walking. It's only when he moves his abdomen. So, there it is. Get rolling. Ugh, I hate rolling. Hi, Darla, how are you? Elizabeth, it's horrible. Last night I was panicking. I was ready to call. I don't like seeing him in pain. This mean, angry woman who can't stand taking care of her father-in-law, and who knows what she does when the cameras are off, couldn't handle the pain. Even Andrew, heard him grunting. He was home last night, and I was upstairs and I was hearing it, but I was kind of listening. Then I heard Andrew talking to him, and I knew. So then I ended up coming down. Dan came out because he was, trying to get back into bed, and he was in pain and worried, right? Completely worried. I do not like seeing that scared look in his eyes, and I sure as hate seeing him in that much pain. I was ready to, Dan's yelling at me. Even Andrew, Andrew helped him on the toilet. Andrew picked him up and literally had to help him pull up his pants. So you know what happens when you're picking up somebody's pants. Things are in your face. And he did that on his own. And he was kind of proud, right? He was kind of proud. He was like, I can't believe I just did what I did. I said, but see, that's the thing. When you're in the thick of it, those things don't matter, you know? Those things, he's like, no, I just never thought he would allow me to, or that I would be in that situation. And then of course he cracked a joke, because that's what we do under stress. He says, well, guess I got to get used to it. I'll be taking care of my dad. I won't tell you what he said, but as a 19-year-old, I can imagine. You can imagine what he said. So it was nice because Andrew was helping Dan lift him up. And do you ever get anxiety? I'm stopping at anxiety, yes. Depression, not so much. Anxiety, yes. I'm a nervous Nelly. I can't breathe either, yes. And so last night, Nancy, in a state of panic, we're like, just take a deep breath, calm down. He's like, I can't, freaking out. But once we calmed him down, it was fine. For those of you, there's a lot of people who have criticized my son for, quick glimpses into his life and his interactions with Grandpa. Y'all, be ashamed of yourself, because judgment is ugly, like I talk about every day. And it's just, nobody will be okay with them bashing on their children, especially the ones that are a lot more kind and empathetic, compassionate than anybody casting the stone. Does who read comments? Andrew? No, Andrew doesn't care. I think there was a couple times where he went on a couple videos and he saw people bashing him. And he's like, what the fuck is their problem? I said, welcome to social media. But in a time of need, that's what love is, right? It doesn't matter your tone. It doesn't matter how people judge your voice and be thinking that you're just non-compassionate because we don't give hugs, we don't give kisses. This is when you see true love. This is when you see true love, is in those moments. And let me tell you something. Andrew was worried. Seeing Andrew stressed out, was even, I'm the empath, right? So I'm absorbing everybody. Grandpa, Dan, Andrew, myself, and trying to deal with that. And, Andrew looks to me, kept looking at me to see my level of anxiety. And because, he was like, okay, he was trying to compare, because he's like, okay, I'm feeling this certain way. We already know how Dan is. All he does is just yell. And Andrew's trying to gauge me based on my reactions. So I can tell he was nervous. He stayed up late, right? He had to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, but to him it wasn't a problem because he was fucking worried about his grandfather. He doesn't like to see him in pain either. That's empathy, that's love, that's compassion. It's not about what you see and how you judge interactions on a minute clip. I hope he's doing okay today. He has his testing to do today, so he'll have his urine to drop off, and he's doing blood later, because if you remember, his urine was elevated about a month ago. Then he got COVID. And so, American Dream, you have to. And so then we were gonna wait a week, and then he had his wisdom teeth out. It ran into his wisdom teeth. And then he had an episode during his wisdom teeth healing So now the doctor's like, yeah, let's just wait, give his body some time to settle down and see how it's doing. And then we'll judge. So today it's a busy day. We have the stress of grandpa, making sure he's okay, the heightening of the fall thing. Dan's at the office this morning. I have my OB hit it on the first spot appointment today, and then Andrew's blood work and urine. I'm already overwhelmed. But these are the moments that you have to keep trudging forward, right? You have to just keep going through the day. I always get anxiety with Andrew's testing anyway, right? Compounded with Grandpa's pain, seeing his face, his eyes, that scaredness, that worry on top of everything else I'm already worried about is hard, right? So I woke up with an elephant on my chest. I have an elephant. I feel like I'm suffocating. I feel like I can't get a breath. Dan too, are we making the right choice? Are we, what are we doing for Grandpa? Is this the right thing to do? The worry of just the way, the fall was playing in his head and, he didn't hit anything but the ground. That constant struggle of, God, I don't want to hurt him even more, but anyhow, this is life. This is caregiving. This is shit that happens. Caregiving does not stop for 1 minute, despite all the other shit you have going on. And it's just part of life. It's sad and it's compounding and my brain's going every which way right now. And I hate that because I know today there's nothing I can do, right, to help me. I think the help for me, the huge help will be when Andrew's numbers come in, because that's always a huge weight on my soul. Me, always, just petrified. And I keep telling myself, so what? I mean, if he's in an episode, which he can always be for the rest of his life, he'll just have to take medication for a couple weeks and then he'll be back to normal. But I don't want him to do that. I don't want him to be in an episode, I want him to be healthy. I want his IgA to go away. So it will pass. And I know Grandpa, based on, just where we are in the days since the falling, I expect the sickness. I expect the pain because that's normal. It's kind of like when you work out hard. The second day is always the worst. So I know he'll be fine. But yeah, fuck, you guys, it's a heavy day. But we'll be fine. We'll get through it like we always do, right? Everybody always gets through the shit. It's just very sludgy sometimes, and it's okay to feel that way. Constant worry, Shari. Constant worry, especially when it's your baby. All my kids are my babies, right? Thanks, Lucia. I know. I'll be fine. But my point of sharing this, right, is always sharing because there's many others of you doing the same shit, Many others of you have the same shit going on. And it's okay. Our feelings are our own, right? I tell you this every day. Our feelings are valid. And it's okay to feel ways. And you shouldn't feel guilty about that additional stress you put on yourself at times, right? It's not healthy to do it all the time. But in the moments where you're struggling because everything is coming at you, give yourself the grace. Give yourself the leeway to acknowledge, right? I know I'm feeling this way, and I'm gonna try my hardest to not go over the edge, right? John, if we had the answers to that, we would love to tell you. Hi, Tina. I'm the only guy in here. You are not the only guy. You're not the only guy. We have many other guys in here. Hi, David. How are you? Yeah, the chronic illness just sucks, right? Just fixed my dad's breakfast. Got him in a chair, watching his Perry Mason. Right on, right on. Ed's still sleeping. He didn't really sleep an iota, so I probably will keep kind of coming on and going off, just to make sure that he's okay. He's grunting a lot, but he sleeps on that damn right side. Of course he's gonna grunt. So I am gonna be strong. I literally almost had a panic attack last night because of Grandpa. Dan, let's call 911. Dan's like, I know what do you want me to do, He's like, we need to see how he is when the Advil hits. We don't do well in extreme situations together because I'm anxious, I'm a worrywart, and immediately 911, and he's like, no, we need, there's no pertinent organs over there. Yes, Amy, it's not one of us. We only have 2 channels on YouTube. You guys, as always, I say this every day, Dan and I tag each other in our accounts on both platforms. Both platforms. My platform and his platform, you'll always see our true accounts. Hello from Texas. I love the Grandpa Show. Well, I guess you're following a fraud, so you can love it all you want. Thanks, Em. Happy Friday, Lisa B. Nothing happened last night, Angelica. I mean, just soreness for Grandpa being in pain, not understanding, resetting quickly, having to go through it again. Nikki, yes, and that's the downside of, bye Sharon, it's a downside of anxiety, right? Let me go check, make sure, give me a minute. I'm gonna go check on him. Sorry guys, I'm paranoid now that, I know he's injured, so. Dan's stiff, Beth. I saw that when you guys, right before I left, but Dan's stiff. So you can only imagine, Dan's getting in the bed, with discomfort. So, he's 200 pounds or however big he is. Yeah, he's still sleeping. You guys, he didn't sleep. So I can imagine who knows? You never know with Ed. And Salinger from earlier this morning. Thank JJ, I appreciate it. I do it every time I see them. I was reporting last night as I was trying to calm myself down from my anxiety and Grandpa. And I was reporting lots of accounts on TikTok as well. And I've heard nothing from, yes, Judy, they're all because they pick and choose, right? So I've heard nothing about any of my reports. So great, social media. Great job protecting your people. Anyhow, yes, I'm up early. Dan's at the office. I have an appointment. And so I needed to get the show on the road to, get my shit done, shower before my hit it on the first spot appointment. I'm doing it today. Remember, I told you guys today is the day that I'm hitting the spot. Hi, Eric. So remember, us women, men have the gynecological appointments, and we never make it to the spot. And the spot is that at which you are low enough for your feet to be in the stirrups and for the doctor to not have to tell you to scooch further down on the table. Now, many women can never hit it the first time until my friend Linsky. And she even got a note from her doctor because she knew I wasn't going to believe her. And her doctor said, hit it on the first spot. Yeah, that bitch did. Now, there's pressure. I already told you about my anxieties today. Grandpa, Andrew, life, liberty, and the justice for all. And then I got that pressure to be the second person in one day to hit the spot. I'm doing it. I'm going down. And if for some reason I don't, it's gonna add to my stress of the day. Shit. Anybody else, because I don't think anybody else has been able to hit the spot like my Linsky. Yeah. Further. A little bit more. A little bit more. Perfect. It's typically a 3-4 scoocher for me. 3-4 scoocher. Yeah. Nothing like your legs open and your womanly bits in your doctor's face. And I think that's what it is, right? I think it's us just trying to be polite. Like, not like I'm dirty or anything, but, it's just us like, well, how far in your face do you want me to be? I'm trying to give you, I know you got to get up close and personal, but your head's in there with your speculum open, ready to go, and your light on. Well, shit. Today I'm hitting it. I don't care. I'm doing it. And if I slip off the table, then I'll be in pain. The doctor has seen many of those things. Stinky, smelly, bumpy, lumpy, and well, not so cute. It's not comfortable. But how many of us take the time to primp, splash, suds, and get ready? Me. Me. So I need to go in, I need to trim. I haven't shaved in a couple days, so I'm getting right up in there. They say not to suds it, but I'm sudsing today because I'm hitting it on the first spot. I am. So don't you worry, I'm getting it. And I will report back tomorrow, proud, with a sign that says, I hit the spot. Anybody not care? No, Amy. Anybody? That reminds me of a funny joke my friend said. Lynn, are you here? And I'm going to tell you about it because it was really funny. And my reaction, because I didn't realize it was a joke. I didn't realize it was a joke. I hate, we don't use cold spec. At least my speculums, are warm. But yeah. Hey, Annie, can you get the Super Bertha? Yeah, this one ain't gonna cut it for her. Thank you. And they have to go into the extra room to get the bigger one. It's one scoot. So here's the thing. I will still be proud of myself, even if I don't hit it for the first scooch. I will be good with one scooch. I will still be proud. I'm trying to get away with this shit of 3, 4, 5 and one more time. So one scooch. But I just want to hit it right there on the spot. I recently had boiled one once. I recently boiled one once. What are you talking about, Karen? Me too, Amy. I gotta spruce up for my visit. How many of you spruce up? How many of you, yeah, Lynn, there she is. I will remain undefeated. And you know I'm gonna tell just a little lower, a little bit more, a little bit more. Stop. So you better start shaking in your boots, bitch. You're going down. You're going down. And for one, I will. My OB is not the funnest OB. Yeah, I feel weird if I don't spruce. Freshly spruce, fresh underwear, fresh scrub, a dub, and fresh trim. I just feel like it's that. You know, people talk about me getting on social media and not doing my hair. Well, now you know. Nancy, leave it to me, girl. You know, they're like, it's disrespectful to not take care of yourself before you video. Who's it disrespectful to? Who? Because to me, I just rolled up out of bed. I'm doing my content. I don't give two shits. That's what I practice, and that's what I preach for you guys, right? I tell you, be you. Who? If I want to roll out of bed with my fucking night guards in, my hair askew, and look like a mess, my prerogative. Disrespectful is going to the gynecologist and not washing yourself. That's disrespect. Wash yourself. You don't even have to fucking trim if you don't want to, but wash yourself. For fuck's sake. Some of y'all going in there with a stinky coochie. Y'all, they should have a mask on. Oh, they do. You know, a gas mask. Y'all, I have heard stories about you guys. I have heard stories about your funk. Stories. Think about your doctor. God damn. I had a friend who worked alongside. She was a medical assistant, a nurse. She was, you know, now they have to have 2 people in a room. She was like, girl, you wouldn't believe it. And we talk about the undercarriages of women all the time. I have not changed, y'all. I've been the same person. I just have not had a larger audience to preach to. Wash yourself. Smells like you wouldn't believe coming out of bodies. Coming out of bodies. Y'all, what is dead up there? What are you growing? When's the last time you washed it? Stinky free. God. I mean, she would tell me stories and I'm like, what? She goes, girl, you have no idea. It smells like. Some people, I can't. I would probably get banned for telling these stories. Just imagine. Don't walk around with a stinky coochie. For the love of God. Bacteria. Your oven can only clean so much. Don't put her under pressure like that. You want a faulty wire? No. Take the time and care for her. Take the time, wash her. Y'all get yourself a bidet at the least. Spritz that thing. Sing 'em. There once was a girl on the table who had a stinky cooch. The doctor opened her leg and she passed out because the smell was extra thick. Things oozing. Oozing. One girl had like a tampon stuck up there, had no idea. She opened her leg. Everybody in the room started gagging. I mean, I don't know if you've ever had experience. The way she described it, she's like, girl, she used to call me Sal. Sal, you have no fucking idea. She would call me. Girl, I gotta tell you, you ready for this one? Sit down, go outside, and sniff the fresh air. You hear me? Are you sitting? Girl, I'm sitting. Let me get a breath in. She goes, I literally was about ready to pass the fuck out. There's no windows. There's no windows in those rooms. Well, in my medical offices, there are no windows. What do? Do you run out? Do you get the fire extinguisher and start spraying it down? I don't know. What do you do? She said you have to grin and bear it. And you have to, and she was like, doctors in there, you know, doing the tests, and out pops a, oh, did you know this was up inside you? Did you not smell any odors emanating from underneath your, body? Yeah, it's been, what, now we gotta make sure you ain't infectious. Bumps, STDs, oozing shit. Just, yeah. People, I'm gonna tell you something else. Y'all don't have intimacy before you go. What? No. Abort thy mission. I don't know about you, but there's, unless you're using a raincoat, things start dissipating out of the body throughout the day. Ooh, that smell. And you see that. You see that. She could tell every time somebody's, was up in there. They knew. Somebody just had relations. What the actual F? Y'all. Come on. My apologies. You never know what you're going to get here. So, truth be told, proceed at caution. Yes. Who shows up like that? No, but not me. I can't say nobody because there are people that do it every fucking day. Y'all. Yeah. Paulette, the smells. Yeah, I've heard him. She talks about him. And she's funny when she tells stories. She's funny. So no, I'm here early because I got some sprucing to do for my one-shot appointment today. Hello, Legends of the Fall. Legends of the Fail is what I'm going to say. The feet are the worst. I mean, if Andrew had to go in stirrups, I would definitely make him go with a note saying, my mama says, this is for you. And then it would say, dear doctor, I am so sorry my son has the obscene smell coming from between his phalanges. I'm not quite sure, but you will smell it. Please help. Sincerely, Danielle Salinger. Okay, so my feet don't smell. The only time they smell is after 7 mile run or something. But could you imagine Shannon going in stirrups and having two smells and you don't know which one is which? No, absolutely not. Oh, you guys. I don't imagine. Like, I'm so paranoid that I'm not gonna have enough time just to spruce. I mean, at the very least, I got a bidet. I will scrub a dub myself in there. You know, at least my pits, my tits, and my ass. You know, your mama used to say, do your PTA, pits, tits, and ass. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. Y'all, come on. So, and if you don't have tits, you know, testes is fine. But definitely testes and ass. And if you've got a little bit of a turtleneck, pull that shit back and scrub a dub. Spit shine. That's how you know it's clean. You UKians. Do we have any men on either of these platforms that are UKians? I think as far as I know, mostly, mostly, bye Robin. Yeah, okay, I fail at the belly button. But I do have to contest that. My belly button isn't deep. There's only one thing on my body that goes in really deep and wide. It's not my belly button. As far up as possible. Just don't forget to wash possible. So my belly button looks like a kiwi. So if you ever cut a kiwi, yes, the black seed sometimes is the dirt within my little pits of my belly button. But hit the spot. I am Marilyn. I'm hitting the spot. Don't you trip, chocolate chip. I'm getting it. I'm doing it. And I'm going to love every minute of it. And this woman has no idea. Because she's going to be like, I'm going to probably jump off the table. PTA, pits, tits, ass. So I lift weights, I do, but I've been a little lazy lately just because I've had some issues. So I've been kind of doing a very light, accessory work mostly. But I love weights, and I'm hoping to start next week. One stop scooch today. One stop. I'm getting it. I'm doing it, and I'm loving every minute of it. Linsky. So I have a funny story. Since we're talking about women, I have this friend, Linsky. She's a Michigander. I don't know if sexual orientation matters, but she's not heterosexual. And so I was really proud. She used to own flower shops and shit. So I didn't get that she was trying to tell a joke. I thought she was being serious. So it was like, what can I imagine myself as, when I hit that spot and I'm like, ha, I got it, right? No, I missed the assignment completely and utterly. I was like trying to impress her, like I knew. So she said, hi, Sherry. She said, are you ready for this? Oh God. I can't even say the word because I'm afraid somebody's going to report me for bullying and harassment. So she's not heterosexual, right? What is thy woman's favorite flower? And when I say thy woman, you know what I mean. She doesn't like men, right? Get it? Everybody's so testy these days. And she's probably on here. She's probably going, Jesus, here we go. So I'm in my kitchen cleaning, right? And I'm like, I thought she was just talking, right? And we're on our Zoom. And I was like, the orchid! Alex, what is the orchid? And she's like, yes, Saba Kelly, where was I? And she's like looking, nobody says anything. I'm like, it's the orchid. It's the orchid. I said, it's not, looks like a woman's appendage with a little thing in the middle of it. I don't know what it is. I was so excited about my answer. And she's looking at me because we're on Zoom. And she's like, no, tulips. So I proceed to argue with her. Still not getting it's a joke, right? Would you go take a look at an orchid? Don't tell me a woman's favorite flower is tulips. Bullshit. Those are ugly ass flowers. It's an orchid. Beautiful. Open. You know where the spot is. It's an orchid. Tulips. Oh, sorry, Shannon. Tulips. And I'm still going perplexed. As a woman who likes women, you should know it's the orchid. People in the room at this point are like, dead. And then I was like, oh, is this a joke? It was a, get it, tulip. I want to change it. I want to change. Nope, that's not, I was pissed. Took me a minute to understand that she was trying to tell a story. I mean, a joke. I thought she was just asking a general question, like, what is a, woman's favorite flower? Who like other women? Yeah, so if you want to use that story today, go ahead, do it. I know it took me a while. I was still arguing. With her. And then I was like, oh, were you trying to tell a joke? I mean, at least preface it. At least say, hey, guys, I have a joke for you. See? Y'all, not just me, Linsky, other people are like, oh, two lips. I still want to and then we had somebody, hold on. Y'all, YouTube is having glitches. Give it a minute. You guys, YouTube's going in and out, so. Yeah, I don't know, Mary. I'm just dance. Yeah, lips on the two lips. Get it? Get it? All right, I'm gonna go check on him. I'm gonna leave you with the two lips. Give me a minute. I gotta make sure he's okay. sorry about that. Ed was up, and I had to get him situated and help him change. Sorry. I had to change him and help get his shoes on and all that stuff. And he's, talking about the pain in his right side when he moves. So I was trying to keep him, not moving and trying to dress him, and which, he now allows me to help in anything. It doesn't matter. Clothing optional, right? He, so then I just got him sitting, trying to explain to him, that the pain he has is from a fall, and, to keep him not trying to worry. So good thing I went in, because I knew it was a matter of time before he was going to get up. So no, he still has it. I gave him, what did I do? I gave him Tylenol at about, Motrin for inflammation. So I gave that to him about 8. So he's probably hoping. What did you give me? Unsolicited advice. What'd you say? I missed it. Yeah, he's sore. I mean, it's just going to take a minute. He's 91. I mean, my knees still hurt from a fall I did over a week ago, So, anywho. So, we're here. He's at the table, has his coffee, has his cereal. So, hopefully he'll be good. I'm going to finish my run with you guys. Shannon, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for not being silent anymore. I still like the silent people. But I feel I have too much on my plate right now. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Truth be told, said, I wanted to start my diet today, but I feel I have too much on my plate right now. So she was trying to one up the 2 lips joke, which I didn't even realize was not a joke, right? I thought she was just speaking. She was a flower girl. She had a flower business. So I was just thinking she was asking if people knew what a non-heterosexual woman's favorite flower was. Anywho, I failed. Sometimes, I'm not the sharpest tool in this shit. Jeb, I hope so too. When you're older, I know. It's still sore. That's okay. You guys nobody has to run. The thing about me is I've been running ever since I was 14. So it's something that the rote memory, right? In my muscles and in my soul is that of running. So for me, I'm sure going to be a point in time where I can't run anymore because my body is old and failing and, it's too miserable. But for that time until then, I will probably keep running, right? Because that's my thing. Some people like to bike. Some people like to walk. Some people just like to lift weights. My thing is running. Yes. Danica? I don't know. I can't say. Am I overthinking it? Diane. I will call you Diane. It's easier for me. So for me, I've been running, which means my lungs, right? I've been running a long time. So that's why. So people, when I pull over and ask them if someone's chasing them, I would too. I'll have a lot of friends that say the same thing. Okay, good. Because I was like, wait, I'm overthinking it. 50 minutes and part through. I need a minute. Shit. I'll give you a minute, Lily. Shower drink time. You know how Pauly D says, cab's here. I'm going to say, shower drink time. Who stubbed his toe after a week? It was still tender. And they took an x-ray and found out he had broke his toe. Yeah, that happens. If you stubbed your toe and it's still hurting a week later, something else is going on. So I don't know. I don't know what we'll do with Grandpa. He's eating, he's walking, he's talking, no fever. Everything's fine. But a fall is going to hurt an aging body. So what's up for Friday? So I came on early today because Deanna went to the office. I have an appointment, and I have to clean my nether regions before I leave. So that's why I was on a little bit early. I haven't even vacuumed. I haven't even emptied my dishwasher because I woke up late because we had, I know, Cass, right? Hurt you for days. That shower's a slippery little fucker. Yeah, so he's 91 and his whole right side, yeah, even if there is a rib fracture, and that's what Dr. Dave said. Dr. Dave's like, even if it is a rib, there's nothing you can do. So, oh my God, I fell on my knees at the casino last Tuesday. I still can't get into bed on my knees. I feel like grandpa. Okay, so, and there's nothing you can really do anyway. They put you in a boot, you know. Hi, Pam. So, the thing with him is when we showered him yesterday, they used to wrap the rib cage. Yeah, I mean, I don't. So, we showered him yesterday and his whole right side, his hips all bruised, the side of his buttocks on that right side. He fell, you know, and then Dan came with him, right? So the added pressure, I'm sure, was not helpful in that situation. Nothing they can do. So we just have to keep him seated, which you know you can't do because the guy does not want to sit still. So it just breaks my toe. It breaks my toe. It breaks my toes because I was reading Peter's. Breaks my heart because I know he's in pain, right? So you just have to keep reminding him, you fell. I fell? Yeah, okay. That's why I'm sore then. Yes. I hope so. So anyhow, he's up. He still has a smile on his face. You saw in my video today on Mrs. D-Cell NorCal, he is happy. Are you okay? In the midst of his pain. And last night, I have to tell you how cute he was. Because, you know, me and Andrew were there, Dan was there, and he kept telling me and Andrew to go back to bed. Might help. Yeah. And I have like BioFreeze, but I don't, here's the thing, right? With those types of patches and stuff, he's gonna have a certain feeling there, you know? And then it's one more reminder, I don't know, my new nails, coffin nails. So even last night in his friend, Ramon, I read friend, even his haste last night, he kept looking at me and Andrew, and he's like, Danielle, you need to go to bed. You need sleep. I'll be fine. Go to bed, you know, and your son, take your son with you. So he was worried about us. And then he would be like, oh! I can't. Anywho, thank you. I did the coffins. I did a light color just so that way, you know, with a change, and they're longer than I normally get them. And Lynn, like I said, when I said, Lynn, she got mad at me. You took off your nails. I said, well, they were popping off, and I kept gluing them back on and then hurting myself, and I couldn't get into you last week. So I just thought it was time to do something different, right? So I said, how about the coffin nails? And like I said, she yelled at me, right? She yelled at me by Elizabeth and said, you're too active, you know? You do yard work, you do cleaning, it's not gonna work. And I said, she goes, oval better for you. And I said, I don't want oval. It's not my style. Coffin, I think, fits me because I'm dead inside. I didn't say that because she wouldn't have gotten it anyway. But, and she goes, fine, we'll do coffin. She goes, I'll do little coffin, but has to be longer. And she goes, and don't yell at me when you break them. She's like my mom, my nail mom. So she said, I'll do a little bit coffin. So here I am coughing longer than I normally have it. So, which means that I told her, I said, you have to realize normally I would go 3 weeks to get my nails done. I said, this might make me more frequent, right? Because when my nails get too long, I go cuckoo. So we'll see. He was never formally diagnosed, Victoria. Never formally diagnosed. He never would have withstood the testing that they have to do to get a formal diagnosis. Or the family didn't see a point. But he wouldn't have done it anyway. The guy has ADHD. You think he's gonna stick with prods and prods and shit? He can't even sit still with an injury, right? And even if he didn't have dementia, he would still not sit down with his injury, because that is Eduardo. Eduardo is the man of stubbornness. Eduardo is the man of knowing what is best for himself. Even last night, when Dan was yelling at him and said, Dad, stay in bed. Oh, now you're a doctor? Now you can tell me what I think is best? That's what was happening last night. Yes, and I think, Caroline, it's happened. Like, he's worse yesterday night, right? Yeah, Victoria. Yeah, there's no way Ed would have done that because he never thought anything was wrong. Judy, fall is horrible when they're on blood thinners, right? Day by day, yes. And they bruise, like everything bruises. Somebody had the audacity to say on one of my videos, a couple people have said that. And they're like, have you ever noticed Grandpa's skin? Yeah, I'm thinking the bruises are from her because she's so mean. Yeah, they have accused me of hurting Ed because he bruises and he's got bruises. I'm sure it's from her. She's such a witch. I delete those people because I will not be accused of those types of things. And it's just disgusting to me that people would even utter those fucking words on my page. Yes, the blood thinners. If anybody knew anything about blood thinners, they would know that every little bang, every little scratch is gonna bleed. His whole hip side is bruised from his fall. Free, we don't always, right? People insinuate that all the time about me, Patty, because they don't like me. And they think I'm a bitch. And they think I'm mean. And they worry about what happens when the cameras are off. When I'm not videoing. I mean, the audacity. And I say to myself, so are we talking about yourself? Yes. Accusations like that are not nice. It's slanderous and it's very inappropriate. And yes, you can be charged criminally for that. So yes, on blood thinners, nothing is easy to get rid of. So you can imagine what his right side of the body looks like. When Dan showered him yesterday, and when I was just changing him right now, I saw his whole right side. It's horrible, right? It's horrible. So Kimberly, my daughter, Jennifer, who's fair, she's the fairest one of them all. She bruises like that. I mean, when her and Andrew play fight, like they'll literally like pop each other, and she like looked like she was beat up, battered, which she kind of was, but yeah, you know what I mean. She bruises, she bumps into anything, it's gonna be an ugly green, greenish blue, purple. So anywho, yeah, so I just don't tolerate the ugliness. There's shit right there. There's always ugliness in the world, right? But accusations like abuse is ultimately and just historically one of the worst things you can do and say to somebody who is taking care of somebody, puts their heart and their soul into it.
And yeah, I get frustrated. But here's the thing you have to ask yourself. Like I tell the people who are like, why are you yelling? You always yell. You're so mean. Stop treating him like a child. Okay, so let's be logical about this. If my videos are going out to hundreds of thousands of people, right? Or a BM, Scott. Why would I show something that I was doing that I would get ridiculed for if it was really, in fact, what I was doing? If I was yelling at Grandpa, and you think I would post that? Am I stupid enough to post that? Right? No, I'm not going to post when I'm really angry. For him, for me, and for all the in between. I mean, caregivers want to see it all, but I wouldn't do that to myself because of the ugliness that's out there and the people who don't understand. Why would I do that if I was being mean? Why would I post something knowing I was mean? Y'all, use the noggin. 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 Well, I saw that one video that Dan posted, and you yelled at Grandpa when he came into the room. I didn't appreciate that. Okay. Again, do you think my husband would post anything that would be less than dignified for us if we were doing anything wrong? We do shit wrong all the fucking time, right? But I can sure as hell tell you I'm not recording myself when I am yelling at Ed or my husband out of frustration. You know why? Because I'm not even thinking about a fucking camera at that time. I'm thinking about saving the life of my husband. Because I don't ever think I want to kill Grandpa, right? I don't ever think that. But my husband, different story. So when I'm mad, the last thing on earth I want to do is video anybody, even my fucking animals. Because I'm thinking, girl, you better get yourself out of that house before you kill a motherfucker. Or go away before you break somebody's nose. More like your husband's. Why are we sounding southern? Now, I've always sounded southern for at least a year now, Susan. Can you flip your hat around? Yeah, I don't know. This is a feed store hat. Well, maybe if you pay attention to my videos, you would notice Grandpa can't hear. Yeah, well, I've said that too. And there's actually a lot of people who say and go in and they're like, have you ever heard the guy's death? One would be talking loud. Well, her tone is ugly. Well, your face is ugly. So there you have it. Tone. I can't get over the tone. Yes, you have different tones when you're talking to people, especially different tones when talking to Grandpa, because sometimes after numerous attempts, he can't hear. So you have to keep repeating yourself. And then I adjust my tone accordingly. So the direct to the point tone that y'all referring to, that's the one sometimes in those moments he's hearing the best. It's quite simple. It's not rocket science. Anybody with half a brain would know that. Just a half. Just the tip. You just need one tip of the brain on the right side to have the common decency to realize what you are watching. Just saying. Yes, I was conceived and pushed out in the South. Baptist Hospital. Yeah, it's no longer Baptist Hospital. I think it's St. Thomas or something else, you guys. Ignored people. Yes, me too, Hannah. I can't take dumb people. Idiots. Morons. You choose. I don't know. My patience is dwindling from the idiocy that I'm surrounded by on the social media platforms. And don't anybody come on here and say, well, you put yourself out there. You put yourself out there, so you should expect it. Fuck that. Why? Who are you trying to convince yourself or us? Elizabeth, why are you here, honey bunches of oats? If you don't like me, guess what? Get the fuck out. Simple. I ain't trying to convince anybody, nor myself, because I know what I do, Elizabeth, is a great motherfucking job. Boom. But I can see somebody's not using their tip today. Anyhow, change channel haters, to change it, to change it, to change it, change it, change it. You guys have to realize that whether I'm right, you're wrong, or whether you meant it to come off one way and I chose the other, be careful how you tap. I don't ever and will never convince anybody what kind of job I'm doing. I know the job I'm doing. I don't have to convince anybody of that, nor myself. I finally believe in myself. I finally realize that what I do is a great thing, and how I do it is okay. It's good. It's doing it. Some days I'm a beast, and some days I'm okay, right? With everything else. Like today, I'm probably going to be an okay person because I have pressure, right? I have pressure, I have stress, and I have empathy. Empathy. So I absorb everybody's shit. That's it. Simple. Dan is still sore too. Can you imagine? He's 55, almost 56. His ass hurts. But don't come on and be passive aggressive with me. I don't like passive aggressiveness. I haven't had the patience for the passive aggressiveness lately in my life. And I will apologize if I took it wrong, but I don't give a shit. There's an element of passive aggressiveness, and most of the people are like, no, I respect you, but the but is the fucked up part of the whole thing.
This dog's gonna freak out when I go in the room.
I'll put him out because he won't go out. Give me a minute.
No, but he freaks out when he sees me.
Yeah, I don't know what he's just he
Doesn't matter.
He would never attack you.
I don't want him to. I know. I was never worried about that.
Yeah.
I just don't want him freaking out. You know? The other day, when I was here, he thought he flipped out.
Yes.
Believe me, I'm 55, and I have memory loss. Like,
Just put this. Yeah, just do it. All right, sorry. Sorry, Baxter gets, for some reason, Baxter just does not like Paul. Baxter anxiety dog. Anyhow, sorry. Hi. I had to see my brother and his, I know, but it is what it is, Susan. I did it with Grandpa this morning, I see him in his birthday suit. I help him get dressed. Those are the things I do, as a caregiver. There's no such thing as vanity. You know what I mean? You do what you have to. Like Andrew last night, he rose to the occasion. He got down and dirty and pulled up his pants. You know what I mean? So no, Baxter is a freak. Baxter has a lot of anxiety. So anyhow, yeah, I don't do passive aggressive behavior. And especially there's times that I'm not going to allow it. I mean, I think it's stupid, you know, and then of course they come back and they say, oh, but I appreciate what you do. No, you, then leave out the fucking passive aggressiveness, you know? It's kind of like when you go to a counselor and they say, you know, oh, God, you did so well today, but. So it just takes away completely everything else and all the accolades you were going to give somebody or did give somebody, right? So no, it's like putting a but there. Don't do it. Be aware and apologize or just move on. I don't force anybody to stay and watch me. That is a choice that you guys make, right? And majority of you are here because you enjoy me. And I appreciate you because you also help me as well. And so, you know, the ugliness I just don't tolerate. And I don't have to. Because guess what? It's my channel, my platform. And I can choose how and who I want to keep around. So if you do enjoy it here, be kind. Be kind. Hi, Freckleface. How are you? And be kind to others, you guys. There's no room for bullies in this world. There's way too much going on in this world to be bullied about and to bully others. And it is a sense of bullying. It's not fair. Y'all, we're all human at the end of the day. You're hurting, obviously, and so you need to fix you. The self-reflection is key, you guys. The judgment that's out there is ugly. I see it every day on my platforms. And these women attack me viciously. I talk about this every day lately because it just happens more and more. And they attack so viciously that I'm like, y'all, self-reflect. It would do you some good. It would do you some good. Cool Mom Club. My kids got it for me for my birthday. They're like, this is something that looks like Mom. Writings. They make fun of me. Oh, thank you, Free Indeed. I appreciate it. I will. I'm trying to. My nephew is playing soccer all weekend, so I'll be there. Can you delete the meanies? I do delete the meanies. Because what I delete, I don't delete the people who are like a one-stop shop, right? They say something, they move on, and then they stay around because they're still trying to learn about me and still out for debate. Like, do I like her? Do I not? Do I like her? Oh, sometimes I kind of do. It's the people who are ugly, right? Like the passive-aggressive one who just, they say what they say, and then they realize maybe it wasn't the right thing to say. You know, no, I'm not going to delete those people. But the people who call me abusive, call me a bitch, happy Halloween, you bitch, yeah, gone. And nobody, and you know, by leaving those people around, you know, it's just giving them the right to do it. And not to say that, but what is that? How does those things hurt eventually? They build up. You know, we all have our days. And the self-loathing that comes from sometimes, not for me anymore. It used to be. Now I'm just like, you fuckers. Okay, I'm the problem. You know, it's horrible. And there's no excuse for it. You know, it's just god awful. But those are the people, you know, the people who are like, oh, you're so old, like trying to get a reaction. I'm just not going to even touch that. I would literally have to spend all day having to deal with the negative, and I just don't choose to do that. Some of you think I do, right? But I really don't. I don't spend time. Occasionally, if I come across a couple ones, I'll type back and be like, self-reflection is the key. Bless your heart. And when I say bless your heart, it's not a good thing. Haters gonna hate. They're always gonna hate. And no shit. You know, whether Dreams, get away from his car. He's gonna drop. Hey! Psst. Hold on. I gotta chase the cat away from the car. But anyhow, yeah. And there's going to be some weeks, like I said, I can handle this shit better. Some weeks I just can't. And the weeks that I'm bombarded with my own shit and the stress of grandpa and his injuries, be kind or get the fuck out. So anywho, tips on lasting marriage. Loyalty, respect, communication, laughter, love. So hard. Hot Grammy. It's not easy. And wine. Wine is necessary for thy caregiver and thy wife. They fell. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I know. So us too, Judy. We just got it. I have an alert too that says Sacramento will experience high wind warnings. Great. I'm her best friend. When I say your mom, she would say, you know, oh, Chrissy, those are the cute things, you know, as hard as they can be for you guys, you know, I can imagine. And that's the thing is that, you know, in the midst of all of it, right? In the midst of all of it, he knows me, Grandpa. And he looks for me for support. And he worries about me, right? When I was up with him, go to bed. It's fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Just go to bed. You need your rest. You have a busy day tomorrow. And I'm very fortunate. Tell her to watch me, Hot Grammy. Tell her to watch me. I feel very fortunate that I'm there still. I can't imagine what would happen when he maybe doesn't remember me, right? I think that I'll go through my own little issues with that. Yeah, so give her Dan's stuff. Give her Dan's information and my information. It'll help. It'll make her not feel so alone. And she could just reflect back and maybe try some of the things we do. It's not perfect, but maybe it works. It's just finding the balance of what works with them. And sometimes it's just finding your balance, which is always hard to do. You are bad. Okay, Nancy, have fun. And remember, you got this. We will get through this day. No, and you know, I do, Chrissy, at the beginning of this journey, you know, you could have said that and I would have been like, you know, he's going in a home, you know, I can't wait. I'll drop his ass off, you know, type of a thing. And that was real life, you guys. I mean, I struggled. I've told you a little bit, right, about my relationship with him and the struggles that we had, and the triggers that I have and all those things. And I didn't think I would be here today with Ed. But here I am doing it, putting aside a lot of things. I've adjusted myself with him. You know, I don't necessarily think I yell at him, you know, like meanly like I used to. I just yell like, give me for the love of God, you know, sit down. All right, you know, those types of things. That's my level of frustration. Levels of frustration is like, Ed, you know, give me a freaking minute, you know, and he'll be like, okay, you know, that type of thing. Or, you know, I'm just like, myself, you know, divine intervention, activate. That's what I do. You know, it's not hate when I'm angry or frustrated and if my volume is very loud. It's not like it used to be when, you know, when I was angry, you know, and when I was questioning whether or not it was something I was going to be able to do. That's all I do. That's all I do, you know, is those are my extreme moments, you know. I yell at Dan, yes, but for him, it's more of just a, what's going on? You're driving me nuts. I say that. And that's okay. It's okay that I do that. I can have some self-expression as well during those moments to try to get me through, right? And I don't ever feel bad. fat boy, and I don't think you should either. Because at the end of the day, we're doing a hard fucking thing. How about 35 times, yellow rose? God, I'm not doing it anymore. And I told him that last night. He was asking about Mark, and the reset was just constant. And I said, Ed, I'm not talking about Mark anymore. No more. That's me. And I'm not going to change. And I don't feel guilty about it. Because I'm still doing it. And I still have my feelings. And I still, I need an outlet. And when I'm building, I need to just do that for the love of Pete. And he's like, all right. Or he'll say, what? Pardon me? Nothing. I wasn't talking to you. And I do that. Just like that. And sometimes I start laughing after I said it. Because I have to let it out. And sometimes I even sing him a song. I know that's going to be a big surprise for you. But sometimes I even sing a song. You're driving me crazy, oh yes you are. If you ask one more question, I'm gonna bang my head in the floor. You're driving me crazy, I'm about to explode. If one more question about Mark and Josh come up the road. Yes, I do that too. I'm gonna scream my head off. What? You're driving me crazy, woo-hoo, like no one else. Yes, you have to do what you have to get through to get by. Just saying. I know, where's this sweatshirt from? My kids bought it for me for my birthday, because I'm a cool mom. Do you get nervous for Dan's future? No. Did you and Ed have a good relationship with? No, we didn't. Does that make me a better person? He drove me nuts. He was stubborn. AF. He fought me on everything. And not a good time to come over. 5 minutes later. Hello? Bitch. Did we not just tell your dad not to come over? And I'm stubborn. So, it's like two bulls in a china shop, right? And Ed, there's no reasoning with Ed or me when it came to Ed, right? It was frustrating. So yes, here I am, taking care of him today. And I was able to do it. Not at the beginning, but now I am. Hi, Heather. How are you, girl? My mom used to say, you done? I was like, where's my washing? Yeah, I mean, and that's me explaining and me telling you the things that I say, the things that I do, the things that I'm not looking for people, to say, oh, that makes sense, or wow, that makes you even a better person. Kind of does, but no, that's not what I'm looking for. It was my own shit, right? It was my own shit that I realized at this point, he's sick, right? And I wasn't. So I needed to do this for my husband because I knew it was important for my husband. So it was a sacrifice I had to make to get myself better. But in the end, yeah, because she's female, fat boy. In the end, I do feel better about it because it helped change me. This whole process helped me see that I needed work on myself, right? And for that, fucking amazing. Fucking amazing. This journey, Ed, social media, has made me into a better person. And so I think sometimes when I'm in my moods, that's why I get just fed up with shit, because I'm like, you don't know how far I've come. You don't know the strides in which I have made, right? You don't know my inner journey and the things that I have accomplished. Nobody knows but me. And by golly, don't tell me that I'm doing a bad job. Hi, Chatty. Don't tell me that, because I'm doing a phenomenal job if given my history from the past with him. I'm doing great. And I should be put up on a pedestal. Just saying. Because I have overcome a lot. And I'm still here, doing it, caring, loving, hurting, because he's hurting. Never thought I would be here today. With him, especially. But here I am, worrying my ass off because I don't like him in pain. This mean old meanie who has a horrible tone. Anywho, I'm tooting my own horn, yes. And now I'm his bestie. And it is. Like I said, I would have never expected this. I would have never thought I was going to take care of this man and love him, the way I do. I never would have thought that. Ever. So, with that, my friends, the time has come for me to have some fun. I'm going to hit it on the first spot today. Can I hear you, Will? I feel it in my heart and I feel it in my soul. I'm gonna get that spot today. I'm not going to have to scooch down no more, and I will be clean and ready. Come on and sing along. Anyhow, hi, Kitty. Stay tuned tonight. Find out later. Tune in at 5 PST. Does she hit the spot or not? Well, anywho, I'll see you guys tonight. I gotta finish up my arms. And I gotta scrub a dub, if you know what I mean. Remember, you are worthy, you are important, you matter, and your feelings are just that. And it's okay to have shit days, but you gotta just pull up those big old panties, big boy panties, and you gotta keep trudging on. Because you know what? You guys have made me feel better today, and I hope I made somebody feel better today. I hope I made one of y'all happy, smiling, giving you the will to say, you know what? I can do it. I can do it. Because guess what? She can do it, so I can do it because you guys can. I love you. I will see you later tonight between 4:30 and 5 PST, unless the day goes easy and better and we can get on earlier, but you never know what the day is going to give. So anyhow, love you guys. Have a good one. There you have it.